Welcome, timekeepers. Thank you for stopping by the My Reader Minutes. If you're new here, welcome. To all my new subscribers, thank you for joining me on my journey. I want to dive into a clip that I happened to run across with Marsau talking about his talking to his project manager. And I remember the episode, but the episode seemed so long ago, I didn't remember all of the conversation. Now, I want to say that they cut out some of the conversation with this episode because I remember that when they came in and was when they started the when they started the conversation, um it looked like Tisha was pulling up. She was pulling up and she came in and she just talked about her newly getting married and so forth, and then the lady gets up and she walks out the door. In this clip, none of that is talked about. So clearly there was a whole conversation prior to her getting up and walking out the door. So I did record it. I'm just gonna record the audio so y'all can listen to it. But it sounds as if like she has been a project manager on different events that they were having, specifically the Black Expo. Not Expo, but Expo. The one that they had in Atlanta, I want to say. And that's fine if you want a project manager over an event. Okay. Her thing was, she was nervous. She wasn't nervous about it, but she didn't know which way it would go. But it could have went either way. Like people couldn't have showed up or whatever, but it wouldn't have been any fault of hers. However, they're making her the project manager over townhouses that they're building. She's not a developer, although um she wants to get the experience in being a developer and being the project manager or the general manager or whatever they're called over a construction build. She's never done that. And she actually um lets them know that. And they know, they're aware of it, right? So Marceau's words of encouragement weren't really very encouraging because he was like, because her thing was, I don't want to mess up. I want to do everything right. And his thing, well, you want to do everything right in life. I mean, that's just a given. He said, but if you mess up, it's not like you can't just rebuild it again. And Tisha was like, no, you can't do that. That foundation has to be right. So I'm thinking to myself, who's the builder here? Because why did he say something like that? It seemed like it was like, I didn't like his words of encouragement. I didn't even like the way he was talking to her because it was like, it didn't even make sense. I'm going to play it for you guys. But Tisha was the one that was like, no, that foundation has to be right. I don't want him building nothing for me. Oh, if you mess up, you can just rebuild it over again. Like you can start all over. And whose cost is that? Who does that fall on? You know what I mean? That's crazy. I didn't understand that at all. So I'm trying to find the recording now. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, okay. It's called. Oops. It's called. Marsau is impressed by his new product. Okay. Marsau is impressed with his new project manager. They customer service. It's like 7.
Squarespace's creative tool.
I told you first sat down to your interview. Like, I'm studying, I'm learning all this stuff. I was like, listen, you're like me. I told you when we first sat down to do your interview, when you was like, I'm studying, I'm learning all this stuff. I was like, we're very similar in that because I feel like I have to get the knowledge 1st and then do the work.
And then try.
But what I realized is that while doing it, you're going to learn. So this is super exciting for you because who knew it was gonna come around this soon?
Right.
Yeah, who knew? I know.
It's been 6 months.
Yeah,
since you started.
The 5th will make it 7 months. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. That is crazy. When we first sat down, she was like, I want to learn about development. I really want to be a developer. And then you had the opportunity.
Right.
Can you put your 1-year anniversary on the calendar?
I can do that. So
Send
no one forgets.
Yeah, send me that.
I sure can.
And see if you can schedule something on that day.
So you're going to be the full project manager on the townhomes that we're building,
yes,
correct? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Why are you nervous?
Because I've never done it before.
Well, that's okay because
And it's scary.
What's the groundbreaking date for that?
Well, I'm hoping to break ground. I mean, I told all the subs 3:15.
Okay. So, the good thing is we will be working hand in hand with Scott Manor. So Scott Manor, we've already witnessed them laying down, flattening out the pad. Now they're doing the underground things, which is the utilities and what's the other one, babe?
Concrete?
For the footings?
Footings,
Oh,
yes.
footings, yes.
So
and retaining wall, right?
Not yet.
Footing is part of the
part of phase 1, right?
The footing is going to be part of the retaining wall.
Yeah, so we're going to go over those things together. So by the time you're on the townhome, you'll be like, okay, I remember this stage. And of course, Marsau going to be there to guide you throughout the way too. So you'll be fine. Don't be nervous.
Just a little nervous.
Yeah.
But I know the more that I do and the more that we talk about it, the more comfortable I'll get.
Do you, looking at the Black Business Expo, do you feel more confident going to Houston?
Absolutely. 1,000%.
And you was nervous when that first started, right?
I wasn't necessarily nervous about the Black Business Expo. I was telling Marsau just a moment ago that it was a lot of pressure.
Yes.
Because we wanted it to be such a success, and we didn't know what direction it was going to go in. So I wasn't necessarily nervous, but with this, it's like I feel like I want to do everything right when it comes to developing.
But that's a good feeling to have.
Right. Trying to do everything right in life.
Right. I feel like I want to do everything right in life, but I understand that with these projects, I might make a mistake. And that's what I'm nervous about.
But that's in life.
What do you not make mistakes?
Right. Think about the expo. We're playing the expo. Like, we made some mistakes along the way, but the outcome was still good.
Yeah, like when y'all say I didn't know what it was going to turn out, I knew it was going to turn out.
Did you? I was nervous.
Absolutely.
I was nervous about the turnout for the Black Business Expo because I was like, we know Huntsville. We've had several things in Huntsville. Huntsville know us. We're Huntsville. But going to a bigger city like Atlanta, we're not familiar with that area. Right. So I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I knew the opportunity presented itself to us, so we had to go with it.
I think I might be different in that respect.
Yeah, Marsau, I told you, you jump in and just go. Me, I'm like, okay, let me make sure this T is crossed, this I is done. I'm the same way.
But here's what we have to understand is that we're the doers. We're the difference makers. All right. So how it's gonna go is how we're gonna go. And if we choose to go this way, it goes that way. Like it doesn't fail unless you let it fail. Once you take accountability for every single thing, everything, the rain, whatever. You take accountability for it, you assume responsibility, you assume control, and then you're like, whatever happens. And you gotta make that definite point in your mind and be certain about the end result. And it says success was our goal. Success was our goal. It never changed. Even when we had issues and stuff, and even when I wanted to quit, I had to remind myself that success is the goal. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not nervous about stuff. I always get nervous. I mean, I swear to God, the night before every event, I'll be sitting there like, oh God, what if nobody shows up?
Yeah.
every event, I swear,
Let
every
them
time.
come. Right. That was the whole thing.
But yeah, man. But we ain't talking about. But you know what? With construction, you build it up. If it's wrong, you can just do it over.
No, you cannot.
You can't.
That foundation has to be right.
You can take it apart and redo it.
I think MJ is going to do well. I think she's just nervous because it's the first one. It is. But
she's overthinking everything.
Yeah. And I do overthink it. So.
But I like that. I'd rather you have this approach and you want to get everything right than you not give a damn.
Yeah, that's
an easy way to mess up.
And to be honest, the more conversations that we have, I might need this like 2 more times, right? Before we break ground. That's okay. Marsau, I'm going to need this 2 more times. Marsau signed up for it, so he's aware.
Nah, buddy.
Right. No, I need you to tell me 1 more time.
You're going to get the not so fun side about Marsau. But
okay.
So I think we're good on that. I think that I need you to get with Janae to get this on board and get it put in the Procore. All right, that needs to be like a Monday, Tuesday
time. To get what?
The duplex. Get it in Procore.
I've already put the duplex in Procore.
There you go.
And Scott Manor, I've already sent you what you needed. Yes. Your login and everything. Okay. So. No, I was going to say that because I want to make sure that you guys are looping me in on all the emails and all the meetings and everything. Yes. Putting on my calendar too. So they are on your calendar. Why are you looking like that, Marsau? Because Marsau feels like because I miss them, that means I don't want to be involved in it. And I'm like, it's not that. Sometimes other things come up prior to the work stuff, like kids. So I have to go to those things too. But as long as I'm included in the loop, that's all that matters. As long as I'm aware of what's going on. So
listening to that audio, did you hear Marsau say that in construction, you can take it apart and rebuild it? And Tisha said, no, that foundation has to be right. Even the project manager was like, no, you can't. I don't want Marsau being the developer or anything that I got to live in. That was telling. That whole conversation was telling. And Tisha just made it seem like, okay, well, whatever meetings there are, I need you to loop me in and make sure they're on my calendar so I know what at least is what's going on. And her thing is, Marsau doesn't, think that I want to be a part of anything, but other things come in, more priority, like her kids. Well, what is Marsau doing? If Tisha can't be in the meeting because she has to go do something with the kids, where's Marsau? And what is he doing? That's crazy to me. And this whole audio clip was cut out because you didn't see that much of the project manager. I remember seeing her. I remember Tisha walking in. I remember Tisha talking about, oh, I haven't seen you, or how long has it been since you've been married? They wanted to make it known that she was married and that Marsau wasn't looking at her. But in that whole 7-minute clip, she didn't talk about anything about her marriage. But I do know, based on what was aired on TV, that she's been married. And I think they're coming on their 1 year anniversary or something to that effect. I remember that. And I was like, was that an emphasis? Like, why did we need to know that she was married? Because they didn't want it to seem like Tisha was walking up on somebody and, wasn't what it clearly was, a meeting. Yeah, that was weird. Anyway, tell me what you think about that clip. Does that tell who is really the developer? Because it sounds like Tisha is at least in the know about what needs to be correct going first and foremost. I mean, the developer supposedly that he has his builder's license is talking about, oh, well, if you mess up, you can do it again. Well, at whose cost? Who does that fall on? Does it fall on you, Marsau, or does it fall on the buyer? Because yeah, you can do it again, but if you're laying a foundation, which is usually concrete, a footer and all that kind of stuff, and then you have to do all the utilities and stuff underneath with the pipes, that's a lot of work and that's a lot of money. So you want to get that right the first time. You don't want to mess up on that. And I'm with the project manager on that. I don't want to mess up. And she has no experience in doing that. So she's the project manager of their townhome development. So there's that. Tell me what you think. Would you live in a building built by Marsau? Would you live in a housing project built by Marsau? I don't see Marsau doing anything. And then he had to know to pull out plans and look at it like he was really looking for something. Boy, bye. Anyway, tell me what you think, y'all. Everyone be blessed. Peace.